Before we start, just a quick reminder to hit that subscribe button. Only 2% are subscribers, and at 1,000 subscribers, I'll be posting a special video. In the sprawling expanse of the galaxy, where stars flickered like the last embers of a dying fire, the human race, with all its curiosity and audacity, had only recently ventured beyond the confines of its solar system. Their expansion into the cosmos brought them face to face with the Zolrathi, a race renowned across galaxies for their militaristic prowess and fearsome appearance. Standing over 7 feet tall on average, with chitinous armor and eyes that glowed with a predatory light, the Zolrathi had subjugated numerous species in their quest for dominance. The first encounter occurred on Gentar 3, a small mineral-rich border planet that was scarcely more than a dot in the galactic charts, but was pivotal due to its location along the trade routes. The humans had established a modest mining operation on Gentar 3 under the naive assumption that the planet was unclaimed. As the Zolrathi warships descended from the skies, blotting out the sun with their vast, ominous silhouettes, panic set in among the human colonists. Captain Elena Maris, in charge of the human outpost, watched as the towering figures of the Zolrathi warriors assembled outside their landing craft. Their leader, a massive figure named Kratos, stepped forward, his voice amplifying through a translator, booming across the arid plains of Gentar 3. "This world is under the sovereignty of the Zolrathi Dominion. Vacate immediately or face obliteration," Kratos declared, his tone devoid of emotion, his stance unyielding. Elena, however, did not falter. With her crew behind her, she stepped forward, her voice steady despite the palpable tension. "This planet was unmarked in every galactic registry. We've invested resources and sweat in its soil. We're prepared to defend our right to be here." Kratos tilted his head, a gesture that amongst his kind signified a mixture of amusement and curiosity. It was unusual, if not unprecedented, for a less advanced species to stand their ground against the Zolrathi. "Very well, human. Defend your claim if you must," he said, signaling his warriors to prepare for an assault. What followed was not the swift obliteration that many would have expected. The humans, with their inferior technology, fought with a fierce determination that was rare in the galaxy. The battle raged for hours under the harsh light of Gentar 3's twin suns. Human ingenuity on the battlefield, coupled with their unpredictable tactics, yielded a stalemate that left Kratos both frustrated and intrigued. As dusk fell on Gentar 3, Kratos ordered a retreat, not out of necessity, but out of a newfound respect for the tenacity of these peculiar creatures. "Withdraw," he commanded. "There is more to these humans. We will observe before we obliterate." Back in the makeshift command center, Elena and her team celebrated their unlikely survival. They knew this was just the beginning of a much larger confrontation with the Zolrathi, but the day's events had proven that even the mighty Zolrathi could be challenged. Word of the standoff spread quickly across human and alien channels, turning what was a minor skirmish on a remote planet into a galactic sensation. The humans, once perceived as mere upstarts in the cosmos, were now seen as brave, if reckless, contenders in the interstellar arena. As ships traversed the void of space, carrying tales of the day humans stood up to the warrior race, the Zolrathi and the galaxy at large began to reconsider the potential of this young species. Perhaps, they pondered, there was a place for humans in the cosmic order, one not of subjugation, but of respect. ChatGPT, following the unexpected standoff on Gentar 3, the human delegation, led by Ambassador Liu Chen, arrived at the Zolrathi homeworld, a planet known as Zoralis. The atmosphere of Zoralis was one of perpetual twilight, with towering cities of stone and metal piercing the dim sky, reflective of the Zolrathi's somber and militant nature. Ambassador Liu, alongside his aides and a small security contingent, was ushered into the Hall of Councils, an imposing structure located at the heart of the Zolrathi capital. The hall was adorned with the banners of conquered worlds, a stark reminder of the Zolrathi's expansive and often brutal empire. As they were led through the corridors, the human delegates noted the architectural grandeur, which spoke volumes about the Zolrathi's love for dominance and order. The meeting was to be a historic one, the first of its kind between humans and Zolrathi. The Zolrathi Council, a group of seasoned warriors and tacticians, sat in a semicircle, their piercing eyes fixed on the humans as they entered. At the center sat Kratos, the same commander who had faced the humans on Gentar 3. His presence was both a threat and a sign of respect towards the humans' display of courage. Ambassador Liu stepped forward, his voice calm yet firm as he addressed the assembly. "We come in peace, seeking understanding and cooperation," he began, presenting a vision of mutual benefits that could arise from a peaceful coexistence. He spoke of trade, technological exchange, and the sharing of knowledge, emphasizing that what the humans lacked in brute strength, they made up for in ingenuity and adaptability. Kratos listened intently, his face unreadable. After Liu concluded, the Zolrathi commander rose, his voice resonating throughout the hall. "Your species shows a rare courage," Kratos admitted. "Not many dare to speak of equality with the Zolrathi. We are warriors, but we are not without wisdom. We will consider your proposal." The proceedings were interrupted by a sudden alert. A minor rebellion had erupted on a Zolrathi-controlled planet. The council quickly shifted their focus, but Kratos issued an invitation to the humans. "Witness how we deal with disobedience," he said, seeing it as an opportunity to demonstrate their might and test the humans' resolve further. As the human delegates followed the Zolrathi to the Situation Room, they were given access to the Zolrathi strategy and military might, a gesture that did not go unnoticed by Liu. He understood that this was a double-edged sword, a chance to learn from the Zolrathi, but also a stark display intended to intimidate. The humans observed as the Zolrathi deployed their forces with ruthless efficiency, quelling the rebellion swiftly. The display was both horrifying and fascinating, providing insight into the Zolrathi's approach to governance and conflict resolution. After the crisis was handled, Kratos approached Ambassador Liu. "You have seen our strength. Consider this when you speak of partnership," he said, leaving the humans to ponder the true cost of an alliance with such a formidable power. As they departed from the strategy room, Liu's aide whispered, "We need to be careful. They're showing us the stick and the carrot." "Yes," Liu replied thoughtfully, "but every empire has its cracks. We need to learn, adapt, and find where we fit in this complex galaxy." Their visit to Zoralis continued with tours of their military academies and technology centers, meetings with various political figures, and formal dinners that felt more like strategic chess games than diplomatic gatherings. Each moment was an opportunity for the humans to understand their potential allies, or adversaries, better, crafting a strategy that would leverage their newfound position in the galaxy. Back on Earth and the human-controlled colonies scattered throughout the sector, the human military strategists and engineers were working tirelessly in response to the growing tensions with the Zolrathi. Having witnessed the Zolrathi's formidable capabilities firsthand, the humans understood that traditional warfare tactics would be futile against such a technologically superior opponent. Innovation and unconventional strategies would be their only edge. In the training camps set up on various human outposts, soldiers were drilled in guerrilla warfare, cyber warfare, and other asymmetric tactics aimed at exploiting the few weaknesses observed in the Zolrathi's battle strategies. Advanced simulations and war games were conducted daily, incorporating everything the human intelligence units had gathered about their potential foe. Meanwhile, in the depths of a secret research facility, scientists and engineers worked on integrating alien technology, which had been discreetly acquired through trade or salvaged from skirmishes, into human military hardware. They were developing new types of drones and AI-controlled combat systems designed to operate in environments too hostile for human soldiers and to execute operations at speeds no Zolrathi could match. Captain Elena Maris, the hero from the skirmish on Gentar 3, was now in charge of an elite unit tasked with testing these new technologies in field conditions. She was a figure of legend among her troops, embodying the courage and resilience the humans needed to display. Under her command, her unit carried out high-risk operations to probe Zolrathi defenses and gather critical intelligence. During one such operation on a disputed moon, Elena's team encountered a Zolrathi patrol. Instead of engaging in a direct firefight, they deployed a series of decoys and electronic warfare measures that confused the Zolrathi sensors, allowing them to escape without a single casualty. These field tests provided invaluable data that helped refine their tactics and technology further. The ongoing training and rapid technological adaptations were not just preparations for defense, but were part of a broader strategy to show the Zolrathi that the humans could stand on equal footing, not just in bravery, but also in tactical genius and technological ingenuity. As word of these developments and successful skirmishes spread through the ranks and across human territories, morale soared. People began to believe in their potential to not only survive a confrontation with the Zolrathi, but to possibly deter further aggression through sheer resilience and resourcefulness. Through these preparations, humans were not only crafting a military response, but were also shaping a new identity for themselves in the galaxy, an identity not of a naive or reckless species, but of a formidable, cunning, and unyielding player in the cosmic arena. This shift was not lost on the other alien races, who began to view the humans as a wild card in the power dynamics of the galaxy, potentially useful as allies or as a counterbalance to the Zolrathi dominance. The Zolrathi homeworld, Zoralis, was once again the setting for a critical moment in human-Zolrathi relations. The humans had been invited to a series of traditional Zolrathi trials, a ceremonial contest held in the ancient arena of valor, where disputes were historically settled by physical and strategic prowess rather than prolonged warfare. Ambassador Liu and his delegation were escorted into the massive arena, which was carved from the native dark stone of Zoralis and adorned with the statues of legendary Zolrathi warriors. The event was broadcast across the galaxy, drawing the attention of countless species, all curious to see how these audacious humans would fare in such a traditional and brutal contest. The trials were a mix of individual combat, team-based tactics, and problem-solving challenges designed to test physical strength, endurance, tactical acumen, and mental agility. The Zolrathi champions were veterans of many conflicts, their skills honed in countless battles. In contrast, the human representatives were a blend of military personnel and specially trained diplomats, none of whom had experienced anything quite like this. Captain Elena Maris was among those selected for the individual combat trials. Facing off against a Zolrathi twice her size, she utilized her agility and quick thinking to evade and outmaneuver her opponent. Utilizing non-lethal weapons and wearing combat suits designed to absorb and disperse the force of blows, Elena managed to hold her own, drawing cheers and murmurs of respect from the alien audience. In the team tactics trial, the human delegation showcased their advanced tactical training, employing diversionary tactics and coordinated strikes that baffled their Zolrathi counterparts. The humans' use of technology, including drones for surveillance and electronic countermeasures, played a crucial role in their performance, illustrating their innovative approach to warfare. The final challenge was a complex problem-solving scenario that required both teams to negotiate a hazardous environment to retrieve an artifact. This trial was not just about physical prowess, but also about strategic planning and teamwork. The humans' ability to communicate effectively and adapt to changing circumstances highlighted their diplomatic strengths and resourcefulness. As the trials concluded, the humans had not only survived, but had earned significant respect from both the Zolrathi warriors and the galactic audience. Kratos, who had been observing the contests, approached Ambassador Liu with a grudging respect. "Your people are full of surprises, Ambassador," Kratos remarked, his voice echoing slightly in the now quiet arena. "You fight with honor and think with clarity. Perhaps there is more to be gained in alliance than in conquest." This public acknowledgement by Kratos was a diplomatic victory for the humans, vastly improving their standing in the galaxy. It signaled to other races that the humans were a formidable force, capable of holding their own in the complex web of galactic politics. The trials, while deeply rooted in Zolrathi tradition, had served as a crucible for forging a new understanding between the two races. They were no longer just potential adversaries, but possible allies, each recognizing the value and strengths of the other. As the human delegation left the arena, there was a palpable sense of accomplishment and optimism about the future. This event marked a turning point, setting the stage for deeper negotiations and the potential for a lasting peace that could influence the balance of power in the galaxy. After the impressive human display in the Zolrathi trials, the news of their prowess and diplomatic potential spread across the galaxy. This newfound respect for humans sparked interest among other alien races, leading to informal and formal diplomatic engagements. Ambassador Liu and his team, capitalizing on this momentum, initiated a series of strategic meetings with various alien representatives who were previously aligned with or subjugated by the Zolrathi. On board the human diplomatic vessel, the Unity, a series of negotiations unfolded as representatives from the Tarkin Federation, the Solari conglomerate, and several other minor races arrived to discuss potential alliances and trade agreements. The Unity served not only as a mobile embassy, but also as a symbol of human determination and technological advancement. In these meetings, humans presented themselves as a bridge between the more aggressive Zolrathi and the more passive or technologically focused races. They offered not just military alliances, but technological and economic partnerships. Human diplomats emphasized their unique position as a fresh force in galactic politics, unburdened by long-standing feuds, and with a perspective that promoted pragmatic cooperation. One key negotiation was with the Solari, a race known for their advanced bioengineering and agricultural technologies. The humans negotiated access to Solari agricultural innovations in exchange for protection against Zolrathi military incursions, leveraging human tactical insights and the willingness to stand up to the Zolrathi as seen in the trials. Meanwhile, back on Earth and other human worlds, news of these potential alliances and the respect humans were earning galvanized public support for the diplomatic initiatives. Populations that were once fearful of extraterrestrial threats now felt a burgeoning sense of pride and possibility. This shift in public sentiment was crucial, as it strengthened the resolve of the human governments to pursue a more active and confident foreign policy. However, the negotiations were not without challenges. The Zolrathi, wary of the growing human influence, sent their own envoys to monitor and, when possible, disrupt the talks. During a crucial round of discussions on the Unity, a Zolrathi envoy challenged the humans' right to negotiate, citing their relative newness to galactic affairs and questioning their reliability as allies. Ambassador Liu addressed this challenge head-on in a tense meeting that included both human allies and skeptical non-aligned observers. He highlighted the recent cooperative achievements, including joint operations with other races that had combated piracy and secured trade routes. He also pointed to the humans' rapid adaptation and their commitment to mutual respect and equality, contrasting this approach with the Zolrathi's history of domination and subjugation. As the talks concluded, several of the attending races expressed their willingness to enter into provisional agreements with the humans, intrigued by their fresh approach to galactic diplomacy and their demonstrated capacity for both combat and cooperation. These preliminary agreements laid the groundwork for a multi-species coalition that looked to balance the power dynamics in the galaxy, with humans at its core, negotiating not just for themselves, but for a new vision of galactic integration. This strategic diplomatic maneuvering significantly altered the interstellar landscape, positioning humans not just as survivors or warriors, but as pivotal players in shaping the future of the galaxy. The outcomes of these negotiations promised to usher in a new era of cooperation, potentially diminishing the Zolrathi's influence and setting a precedent for how emerging species could impact galactic politics. With newly formed alliances and the respect of various galactic powers, humans prepared to test their diplomatic and military mettle. The strategic target was a key Zolrathi-controlled star system, which served as a critical supply route and held a symbolic military outpost crucial to the Zolrathi's sense of invulnerability. A coalition force comprising human-led units and their new alien allies planned a coordinated assault aimed not just at weakening the Zolrathi's strategic position, but also at solidifying the new alliances through shared combat. Captain Elena Maris was appointed to lead the operation. Her reputation, bolstered by her previous successes and her visible role during the trials on Zoralis, made her a figure of inspiration across the coalition forces. Under her command, a diverse fleet assembled at the edge of the Zolrathi star system, preparing for a battle that many saw as a turning point in the balance of power. The plan was multifaceted: Human forces would engage the Zolrathi fleet in space to distract them and cut off the outpost's supply lines, while mixed-species ground units would land on the planet to seize control of the outpost. The operation relied heavily on the integration of various technologies and tactics from the different allied races. For instance, the Solari provided bio-enhanced stealth suits for ground troops, making them virtually invisible to traditional sensors, while the Tarkin Federation supplied advanced shielding technology for the fleet. As the battle commenced, the human fleet, outfitted with the latest hybrid technologies, managed to hold its own against the Zolrathi warships, showcasing human ingenuity in ship design and combat strategy. Meanwhile, on the planet's surface, Elena led her ground forces with a blend of human tenacity and Solari stealth, surprising the Zolrathi with their ability to bypass traditional defenses. The ground assault was intense. The Zolrathi, taken aback by the effectiveness and coordination of the mixed-species units, fought fiercely but struggled to adapt to the unconventional tactics. The coalition forces made significant headway, capturing key positions around the outpost and gradually encircling it. Throughout the operation, the humans demonstrated not only their fighting spirit, but also their capacity to unify diverse groups towards a common goal. The respect gained from their allies during the battle was palpable. The shared hardships and triumphs forged deeper bonds and mutual respect among the coalition forces. After hours of relentless conflict, the outpost fell to the coalition. The victory was a significant blow to the Zolrathi, both strategically and psychologically. It proved that their dominance could be challenged, and perhaps even broken. More importantly, it cemented the humans' reputation as capable leaders in multi-species operations, able to synergize different capabilities and tactics into a cohesive and effective fighting force. In the aftermath of the battle, as the coalition troops celebrated their victory, strategic discussions among the allies shifted. There was a palpable sense of change in the air, a recognition that this victory could be the precursor to a larger movement to redefine power structures in the galaxy. Humans, once underestimated, were now seen as essential architects of this emerging order. Captain Elena, standing among her troops and allied officers, felt a profound sense of accomplishment and responsibility. The galaxy was watching, and the actions of her and her fellow humans in the coming times would shape the future of interstellar relations. This victory was not just a military success, but a promise of the potential for a more balanced and equitable galaxy. In the wake of their victory at the Zolrathi outpost, human and coalition leaders convened on the human flagship, the Unity, to formalize the terms of their continued collaboration and to strategize the future of their collective presence in the galaxy. The atmosphere was charged with a sense of triumph, but also an undercurrent of the profound responsibilities that lay ahead. Ambassador Liu Chen presided over the meeting, where leaders from the Tarkin Federation, the Solari conglomerate, and other allied species were present. The discussions were intense and focused not only on solidifying military alliances, but also on establishing a framework for economic cooperation and cultural exchange. The goal was to build a robust interstellar alliance that could stand as a bulwark against not only the Zolrathi, but any future threats as well. The terms of the treaty were ambitious. They included mutual defense clauses, trade agreements, and shared technology initiatives. Special emphasis was placed on the establishment of a joint council to oversee the operations and ensure that all members had an equal voice. Humans, with their unique position as both the newest and pivotal members of this coalition, were given the role of mediators and coordinators, a testament to their rapidly growing influence. As the treaty was being drafted, word came through that the Zolrathi were requesting a ceasefire. Krathos, the Zolrathi commander who had once underestimated the humans, now sought a parley, acknowledging the shifting power dynamics and the futility of further bloodshed. This request was discussed at length in the council. Some members were wary, suspecting a trap or a delay tactic, while others, including Ambassador Liu, saw a genuine opportunity for a lasting peace. After much deliberation, the coalition decided to accept Krathos's request for negotiations, but on their terms. The talks would be held in neutral space, aboard the Unity, under strict security measures. The coalition presented a united front, showing no signs of internal division or weakness. The negotiations were tense and prolonged, with both sides laying out their concerns and terms. The humans, led by Ambassador Liu, played a crucial role in these talks, demonstrating a keen diplomatic acumen. Liu's experience and the respect he commanded were instrumental in navigating through the complex issues at hand. Finally, after several rounds of discussions, a peace treaty was agreed upon. The Zolrathi conceded to several major demands, including the withdrawal of their forces from several contested systems and the recognition of the new coalition's authority over key strategic zones. In exchange, the coalition agreed to non-aggression and to allow the Zolrathi to retain some of their territorial holdings, provided they adhered to strict guidelines regarding treatment of occupied species and trade practices. The signing of the treaty was a historic moment, broadcast across the galaxy. It marked not only the end of hostilities, but also the beginning of a new era of cooperation and peace. Kratos and Ambassador Liu, once adversaries, now shook hands, each acknowledging the role the other had played in reshaping the galactic landscape. In the closing moments of the assembly, as the representatives of various races stood together, there was a palpable sense of a new beginning. The humans, once viewed as the underdogs of the galaxy, had not only survived but had thrived, catalyzing an alliance that might one day grow into a galactic federation. The story of human audacity, resilience, and diplomacy was now etched into the annals of cosmic history, setting the stage for a future where humans would continue to play a pivotal role in guiding the destiny of the galaxy. As the peace treaty was ratified and broadcast across the galaxy, the significance of this moment resonated through every sector and reached every species, igniting celebrations and reflections on the new era that lay ahead. The Unity, once a mere symbol of human exploration, had become the birthplace of a new galactic alliance, witnessing the formation of bonds that promised to redefine interstellar relationships and power structures. Captain Elena Maris, who had become a symbol of human resilience and tactical brilliance, stood on the deck of the Unity, looking out at the assembled fleet of ships from the coalition members. The mixed crews mingled freely, sharing stories of their battles and hopes for the future. The camaraderie that had been forged in the heat of conflict was now evolving into a deeper, more lasting bond. On Earth and other human colonies, the news of the treaty and the role humans had played in facilitating it were met with jubilation and a profound sense of pride. Parades and public gatherings were held, celebrating not just the peace but the newfound respect and place humans had carved out for themselves in the galaxy. For many, this was a validation of their decision to reach for the stars, proving that even a newcomer species could make a significant impact on the cosmic stage. Ambassador Liu Chen, now regarded as one of the principal architects of the new galactic peace, was invited to speak at the Galactic Council, an honor that underscored the elevated status of humans. In his address, Liu spoke not only of the challenges they had overcome, but also of the vision they had for the future, a galaxy where cooperation outweighed conquest and where diversity was seen as a strength rather than a threat. Meanwhile, educational and cultural exchanges were initiated across the alliance, with humans learning from the vast histories and technologies of their allies, and vice versa. Universities on Earth began offering programs in alien studies, while alien scholars took an interest in human history, art, and philosophy. These exchanges deepened mutual understanding and respect, weaving a rich tapestry of intercultural collaboration. The coalition also set up joint research programs, particularly in the fields of technology and space exploration. These initiatives were aimed at not only advancing scientific knowledge, but also ensuring that all member species had access to the benefits of this new era of shared prosperity. Among these was the construction of a flagship, the Harmony, designed as a symbol of the coalition's unity and as a testament to their combined technological prowess. As peace took hold, the galactic economy flourished, with trade routes being reopened and new ones established under the protection of the coalition's fleet. The economic boom benefited all member species, and even some non-member systems, creating a ripple effect that contributed to stability and growth across vast regions of the galaxy. In the years that followed, the coalition not only endured but strengthened, becoming a pivotal entity in galactic affairs. The principles of equality, mutual respect, and shared responsibility that had been the foundation of the alliance helped to mitigate conflicts and foster a sense of collective well-being. The story of the humans' journey from interstellar novices to leaders in galactic diplomacy offered a message of hope and a testament to the power of determination and unity. It was a narrative that would inspire future generations across the galaxy to look beyond their differences and towards a horizon filled with possibilities. As the stars continued to burn brightly in the night sky, the legacy of this pivotal moment in human history served as a guiding light for all who dared to dream of a better future.